What's up, everybody? Mr. Plays Out the Game here, back with another video for y'all. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about the Xbox restructuring and layoff that happened at Xbox recently. So on January 6, 2027, Xbox had officially laid off 1,600 employees, and they're planning on laying off more employees. Xbox is planning on laying off 3,200 employees before the fiscal year 2027. So by the end of the year, Microsoft is aiming to eliminate 3,200 jobs. And this is a post made from Xbox on the Xbox Wire. So this is coming directly from the source. So anyway, let's get into it and let's read this. Team, we are beginning the most significant restructuring in Xbox history. After careful consideration, I have made a difficult decision to reduce our team by approximately 3,200 throughout financial year 2027. This will include approximately 1,600 roles eliminated today, and in addition, 4 studios will lead Xbox to find new management. I recognize that a year-long restructuring create additional challenges. Unfortunately, it is not possible to make all the necessary changes in a single day, and I want to direct about this. Want to be direct about the scale. I know this is painful. These changes will defect people who poured their creativity into building Xbox. Many joined us through acquisition, while others were recruited here or sought us out because they love the industry and love Xbox. Today's decisions do not reflect their talent or dedication. Our business today is not in a healthy spot, which is true. Xbox is not in a healthy spot. Honestly, this is the worst state Xbox had been in for quite a while. I said this is even worse than the Xbox One era. The Xbox One era Xbox was pretty god awful, but this is something new. Like, they constantly raising the prices. They're not really putting out games, and there's just no reason to own an Xbox, to be honest with you. But anyway, I digress. Let's keep on. We are operating at margins that are 3 to 2 times lower than comparable platform and publishing businesses. We entered Gen 9 with a small install base and higher cost structure, which is true, because Xbox lost the 8th generation of gaming so bad that they start off with a bad foot, because most people either move to PC or they move to PlayStation. It's like most people that own a PlayStation 4 bought a PlayStation 5, and people that was loyal to Xbox in the Xbox 360 days, due to the dumb decision they made with the Xbox One, with always had to be online and stuff like that. They really capped Microsoft, and it really hurt their user base. And a mistake that happened like 10 or 13 years ago is still biting them in the butt today. But anyway, to grow, we bet on Game Pass, multi-platform, and a broader portfolio of content. While these businesses have created meaningful value, they did not grow at a pace we expected. As that happened, our core business weakened, and we added more teams, more investment, and more time hoping for a better outcome. And now the industry is facing the most severe hardware crisis in history. We must reset Xbox. First, we will reset our content portfolio. Since 2018, we have aggressively expanded our portfolio, while the number of games created each month across the industry now outpaced the last 10 years combined. We now find ourselves competing not only with the largest publisher, but also with similar independent studios. Yeah, dude, bro, it's crazy. Like, during the Xbox, during 2018, Microsoft announced that they bought a whole bunch of studios. But here's the thing, though, with Microsoft buying these studios were not putting out anything, though. Like, Microsoft had Xbox had over 40 studios, and they were just doing nothing with these studios. Like, all these studios they had under their belt. Well, I ain't gonna say 40 studios, but they still had a good amount of studios, because then 2018 was before they bought Activision, Blizzard, and Bethesda. But still though, Microsoft had a good amount of studios under their belt and they still wasn't doing nothing with these studios. That's one thing I never understood about Microsoft. I never understood, Xbox. One thing I never understood about the Xbox division was that they had all these studios and all these resources, but they could never get a game out the door. It was crazy. It's like, bro, they would say, oh, we bought all these studios, but you would just never see a game from these studios whatsoever because Microsoft just never put out a game for the life of them. Like, it was crazy how little game Microsoft actually put out. And they were boasting that they had all these studios. It was crazy, man. It didn't make no sense. Like, why invest in, why have all these studios when you ain't gonna do nothing with them? But also small independent studio. It was neither a possibility nor desirable to grow every great independent studio. We have also learned that we are not the best home for every type of studio. In a typical year, we lost 64 cents for every dollar we invested. As we reset Xbox, we will help independent creators succeed by providing open development tool and audience to realize their vision, what they should be doing in the first place. Like, Microsoft was just buying out studio left and right. First, I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was cool. But time and time went on. I ain't gonna lie. At first, I thought, oh yeah, Microsoft buying a lot of studio, we're gonna get a lot of good games. But the game never came though. That's the problem. Microsoft bought all these studios and they were just not making nothing. They were just sitting on their butt not doing that. That's why I say I think it's good that Microsoft kind of downsizing, because Microsoft had a lot of studios they were just not using. That was the problem. They were not putting these studios to work. These studios were not putting out a game, and I would ask myself this: if Microsoft had all these studios, why can't they get a game out the door? Like, Microsoft have a history of not putting out enough games. Sony don't even have half the studio. Nintendo don't even have half the studio that Microsoft got. But Microsoft is the only game published or game console that don't got no exclusives, that barely have exclusives. Like, Microsoft barely have any games, and every time they do almost get a game out the door, they always cancel it. Like, the amount of canceled Microsoft Xbox game is crazy. It's like, you buying all these studios, but you're not doing nothing with them. That's the crazy part about Xbox. I never got about Xbox. It's like, why buy all these studios if you ain't gonna do nothing with the studios? It don't make no sense. It's just a waste of money. It's just a waste of money. Like, why would you buy all these studios just not do anything with them? It didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense. But anyway, Compulsion Game and Double Fine Production will return to management and transaction to independent studio with their own IP catalog and runway for their next game. Legendary and Undead Lab have entered team to join new ownership with funding to complete a grow senior instead of K3. In France, Arcane management is being required consultation with its work council to provide potential strategic option. We are also reducing across other units. In some cases, shifting investment toward focus on high priority project. Those changes vary these changes vary in size across Activision, Blizzard, ZeniMax, Blizzard King, Mojang, and Xbox Game Studio. None of our third-party game publicly announced games or projects are being canceled as part of these reductions. In addition, Mojang and King will now report directly to me, aka Arthur Sharma. These two studios have increasingly become platforms and are largest by month at the player base. They being critically geographic, dynamic, and differentiated to Xbox. Second, we will reset our platform. We know great technology get better when it gets simpler, not bigger. Today, it seems in some part of the company, work passing through as many as 14 layers of management. It's like, okay, this is the part I kind of got a huge problem with. Why you need 14 layers of management just to work on a project? Can somebody explain to me, like, why you need 14 layers of management to get a game out? I think 2 to 1 layers of management should be fine, but 14 layers of management? Like, why you need that many management? Why you need that much management to get a game out the door? That's crazy. Like, why 14 layers of management? That's crazy. Our platform teams are 40% larger than they were at the start of the generation. Even as our player base and playtime had declined, that complexity has slowed decision, buried accountability, and made it harder to deliver for the player. As we reset Xbox, we will simplify. We will reduce management layers to no more than 5, and possibly 3. We will deliver success throughout a flatter organization that is built around making individual contributors focus on building player coaches, leaders who remain deeply involved in the work while developing their teams, and directly respond to individual DRIs who own key decisions and outcomes. And we will streamline how we work across our tools with a cleaner code base, shared services, and 50% reduction vendor spending. Let's see. Third, we are resetting how we operate. As Xbox grew our headcount, we have become more fragmented. Team studios and functions often operate independently, and it become hard to work together in a shared goal. Make the right trade-off and get things done. For the first time, we are establishing a chief operating officer with end-to-end P&L responsibility across content, hardware, and platform and services. Helen Chang has been promoted to this role and will report directly to me. Over nearly 2 decades of Xbox, Helen has helped build some of our most important business, from Microsoft, from Xbox Live to leading Mojang in the Minecraft franchise. She will bring our business together under one operating model, making sure we make clear investment decisions, learn from our successes and failures, and hold ourselves accountable for results. Thank you, Dave McCarthy, who is retiring after 17 years with Xbox. Dave has played a defining role in building the platform that millions of players rely on every day, and has been a trusted partner throughout many of the biggest moments in Xbox history. We wish him all the best. These changes are about a bigger future for Xbox, not a smaller one. The next decade of gaming will be larger, more global, and more creative than anything we've seen before. This year, we will invest as much in Xbox as we ever have, but we will invest the greater focus, greater discipline, and greater clarity, all in service of making Xbox where the world plays and creates. I want Xbox to be one of the few companies that entertain more than 1 billion people each day, and get everyone the opportunity to create and connect. I know we can achieve this goal. Xbox has many of the most beloved franchise in entertainment history, talented studio around the world, and we will return to growth in 2027. History is full of companies that mistake longevity and inevitability will not be one of them. Arthur Sharma. So that's it. Arthur Sharma is planning on getting rid of the fact of Xbox. I know I ain't gonna say I feel bad for the developers that are losing their job. I know losing your job is so layoffs, but I feel like this is a necessary move because Xbox have been losing a bunch of money on unnecessary stuff, unnecessary studio they have not been using, and I feel like them scaling back is actually gonna be better for Xbox than them just blowing through a bunch of money that they don't have, or they don't really need to blow through. Like, why would you blow through a bunch of money that you really don't need to blow through? Like, I feel like this is a course correction from Xbox. I feel like they just hire way too many people. There are too many cooks in the kitchen, and nothing just didn't get done. That's the main issue with Xbox. Xbox cannot get no games out. Have their game get canceled, and most of their games, when their game do come out, they don't do well. They don't do well. That's the main issue with Xbox, is that they can't get games out on time. They cancel games. And some games that do come out, they don't do good. So that's the issue Xbox is having, is that they can't get products out the door. And then because they got too many cooks in the kitchen, because nobody can make a decision. Nobody can make a decision of what to do. So I feel like this cutting back would actually allow people to do their job without having to be constantly monitoring 24/7. So I feel like this will be good in the long run. Cause I feel like if Xbox didn't do this, I feel like Xbox would just keep on running to a wall like they currently is right now. And a lot of people on the internet been saying that these layout work is tragic, or this is a failure of Xbox. I don't think this is a failure of Xbox. Arsha Sharma is doing what she need to do. Like, she's making a hard decision. You think she woke up this morning saying, "Oh, I just want to fire a bunch of people"? That no, you gotta be an absolute psychopath to think that. And I don't get that vibe from her. I don't get the vibe from her. Now she can be totally different in real life. She probably act like that on camera more likely, but I don't think she woke up and say, "You know, I just want to fire a bunch of people from Xbox." I really think she had to make the hard decision here. She had to make the hard call. And that's sometimes you gotta do when you're in business. When you're in business, you gotta make the hard call. And she had to make the hard call that, hey, I gotta lay some people off. We got too many people. We got too many people that we don't need. We got too many studios that we don't need, and it's hurting our bottom line. And we can't keep on doing this, or we're gonna go under. Like, she's doing something. She's doing stuff that she's doing what she needs to do to make sure the company runs good. And like I said, I don't think she wanted to fire people, but it's the reality of what she have to do. And I feel like in the long run, what she doing will probably help Xbox more than it would hurt. Because they can't keep on spending a lot of money on these people, and the people ain't showing results. They ain't showing results. Like I said, Xbox struggles to get games out. They struggle to get games out. Their game get canceled, or their games don't meet expectations. That's the problem. That's the major issue with Xbox right now, and they really need to fix it. But anyway, it's been Mr. Blade out there with another video. See y'all next time. Peace.